Anvaya Feats Animated Comic Series. Episode 2.
The next recording for Safari Wild will begin in 15 minutes.
The scene shows a museum rhinoceros exhibit, with tall golden brown Sahara grass and a green tree canopy in the distance. Two rhinos stand in the display, with one posed as though walking toward the glass, while the second one raises its head to see the other approaching. In front of the exhibit stands Joseph, and to the right stands Orethia. Orethia smiles grandly at Joseph and she startles him when she speaks to him unprompted. Orethia says,
"Aren't the rhinos wonderful? I hope to ride one someday."
Joseph lowers his eyes and responds,
"Yes, they are. But I don't think I'll ever get the chance to ride one. I'm Joseph, by the way. What's your name?"
Orethia replies with an even bigger smile.
Arabia. I'm visiting with my grandfather, but he likes the jaguars best.
Over at a nearby elephant exhibit, we see a small group of adult African elephants posed in a migration walk. A baby elephant walks along with an adult, while another raises its long trunk. In front of the display stands two shadowy figures, Joseph's foster father and his foster brother, Frank. Frank points across the space at Joseph and Orethia at the rhino exhibit. The little boy shouts,
"Dad, look at Joseph. He's talking to that girl."
Frank then runs toward the rhino display. Joseph's foster father mumbles to himself,
"What the? I warned that little freak. Not today, not here."
Back at the rhino display, Frank trips and shoves into a shocked Joseph and Orethia. Orethia is caught off guard.
Huh? Ow!
A faint, blue light emanates from Joseph, as Frank is thrown across the space, away from them. Joseph exclaims,
What was that?
Frank lies in the corner, his body curled into the fetal position. Joseph and Orethia wear a look of shock. Joseph.
What was that blue light? Are you okay, Arethia? Wait, how did my brother get way over there?
Back at the elephant display, Joseph's foster father begins to rush over to his son. He mumbles to himself,
"I knew this would happen. How did he get so powerful all of a sudden? I'll kill him if he's had my son."
When he reaches the rhino display, he kneels down and embraces his son. The father asks,
"Are you okay, son? Did he hurt you?"
Father and son approach a miserable-looking Joseph and worried Orethia. Frank, with a devious look in his eyes, points at Joseph and yells,
"Joseph pushed me, Dad. You should punish him for hurting me."
Joseph lowers his head as his foster father leans in and says,
"It's time to leave, Joseph. Say goodbye to this girl and get into the car. Now!"
Orethia leans in to comfort Joseph. With her eyes lowered, she says,
"I'm so sorry, Joseph. This is my fault. Grandfather told me to wait, but now I understand."
Joseph raises his head and responds,
It's not your fault. I'm always causing trouble. And I should be punished for what I did. Though I don't know how I did it.
Orethia replies,
"You're a good person, Joseph. And you did nothing wrong. You just need..."
She's rudely interrupted. Both Joseph and Orethia step back, startled by his foster father, who leans in close to Joseph and says,
"I said we're leaving. Or do you need 2 lessons when we get home?"
Orethia stares in shock as Joseph bows his head even lower and responds,
I'm sorry, sir. I'm coming. Goodbye, Arethia. I'm happy to have met you.
Joseph slowly walks away as Orethia begins to tell him,
"Joseph, it'll be better soon. You'll..."
but she is interrupted again by his foster father and she looks at him in horror as anger radiates off him. He takes a step closer, intentionally towering over Orethia. He tells her in a low, menacing voice,
"Save it, you little trollop. That little bastard is going to get what's coming to him. And that's it. Go back to whatever third world country you came from. We don't like your kind around here."
Orethia watches as Joseph is shoved out of the museum door by his foster father. She notices Frank looking back at her over his shoulder. His devilish smirk is haunting as his eyes seem to glow red. To be continued.
Thank you for listening to this Anvaya Feats Shorts episode. We hope you found the subject matter thought-provoking and will help us elevate the conversation by sharing this video and joining the conversation in the comments below. Anvaya Feats is a non-profit organization that relies on the support of the general public rather than government funding to provide diverse creatives from around the world an opportunity to develop marketable skills, as well as gain real-world experience producing high-quality content, promote career development and financial independence, regardless of their backgrounds. Your $1 to $5 donation will help us to cover the cost of training resources, our production costs, and allow us to continue bringing you untold stories and experiences that matter. Every dollar counts. Even a small donation can make a big difference. To donate, please visit our website at www.anvayafeats.org. Thank you for your support.